Okay, let's get into Bidenomics 101. Go ahead. I'm sure this guy's a big fan of them.
And guess what? Bidenomics is working.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
All right, here we go. So we know over a couple years ago, they passed a new law that added 87,000 new IRS agents. And the big selling point of Biden's campaign, because everyone was worried they were going to raise taxes. By the way, they said they're going to let the Trump tax cuts expire. So if Biden gets reelected, your taxes will go up in 2025 by 2%. Everyone, whether you're making $1 million a year or $20,000 a year, your taxes will raise 2%. You will have 2% less money. By the way, they have no plans to curb inflation. So your inflation will still be roaring at 7 to 8%, and then taxes will go up 2%. So you'll actually be getting fucked 10% more of your money instead of just the 8 with inflation that we're suffering under these morons. So keep that in mind. 2024, Biden gets reelected, your taxes are going up. They outright said it. Go Google it. So remember, they said, though, if you're making less than $400,000 a year, you don't have to worry about Joe Biden's tax plan, right? You don't got to worry about it. And then they added 87,000 new IRS agents. Can you turn on my audio mixer real quick? And everybody said, hey, hold on. You're adding 87,000 new IRS agents. The Republicans were like, let's add an amendment to this bill. We know we don't have enough votes to block it. Let's add an amendment to this bill that says if you're going to add these IRS agents, you have to stay true to your word. None of these new agents can be used to audit anyone who made under $400,000 a year last year. And every single Democrat, including AOC, the champion of the middle class, and her whole squad, every single Democrat voted no. Because they hate you. It's about stomping out the middle class. They didn't just hire, and I have numbers to prove it here. They didn't just hire these 87,000, they didn't hire these 87,000 new IRS agents to crack down on these billionaire tax evaders that they claim are not paying their fair share. No, they hired it to do exactly what they've done with every other policy they've put into place, which is stomp out the middle class, harass and terrorize you. Mind you, the Obama administration had a scandal. I mean, what was that, 10 years ago, where they were using the IRS to audit the Tea Party and other political rivals, religious Christian right-wing groups, at a much higher rate than anybody else. They were pointing the IRS at political rivals and terrorizing them with audits. If you don't think the Biden administration, that's actively weaponized the Justice Department against all of their political opponents, is going to do the same thing with these IRS agents, then I don't know what to tell you, man. So here we have the numbers to back this up and why this is about stomping out the middle class. So they added these new agents. 63% of them, forget the $400,000 number I gave you, 63% of them were used to audit taxpayers earning less than $200,000 a year. So yes, that's correct. He didn't pass any laws yet. You have to wait till his next term. They didn't pass any laws yet that would outright raise your taxes if you're making under $400,000 a year. They're just going to audit you and make your life a living hell and find some little issue you made on your taxes. And that's going to be that. And they'll fine you thousands of dollars and you'll owe another 10 grand in legal fees and they'll try to throw you in jail. They're just going to use it to terrorize you. Dude, the average guy making $75,000 a year can't afford to go get a lawyer and then pay a bunch of fees when the IRS comes after him because, he put a colon instead of a semicolon somewhere on his taxes. He can't afford that. He doesn't have the time to sit there and, the guy's running a business and he's bringing in 150 grand a year after all of his overhead and expenses are paid. That guy doesn't have time, nor does his accountant have time to sit there and look over all this shit. But the IRS does because they're doing it on the taxpayer dime. So they're going to come after you. And that's what this is about stomping out the middle class. And even if you have I shouldn't say his accountant didn't have time, but even if you have a good accountant who's looking over your stuff, people make mistakes. They're human. They're not going to defend you more often than not when the IRS comes for you. You're going to be on your own. You're going to have to pay for that. You're going to have to take time away from running your business, time away from work, whatever the case may be, to go out and defend yourself against these frivolous audits that are happening on the taxpayer dime. By the way, the resources and the money that are going into these audits, that are going into tearing open the lives of people that maybe owed like another $600 on their taxes, are spending 10 to 20 times easily the amount of money that's actually recuperated with the fines and the taxes that are paid back. It's a giant scam. It's not about money. It's about bullying people, terrorizing the middle class, stomping us out, making two classes of people, the elites and the degenerate slave scum, which is what they view all of us as. That's what this is about. They don't give a rat's ass about the money. It doesn't make sense economically to audit people that make such little money. But that's why they're doing it, because they actively hate you and your family, and they're actively trying to exterminate us. Okay, that's enough of Bidenomics 101. You like how quickly that got serious? That's enough of Bidenomics 101. Stay tuned for... oh, that was loud. Stay tuned for Trending This Week. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to click the link in the description to get the full episode on Rumble. If you prefer to listen along, you could actually get us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. You can also go to www.outlawstreamers.com to learn more about not just my show, but tons of other great shows and all the exciting projects they have coming up. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, at Caleb Salvatore Comedy on the Chinese Spy app that is TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you every Saturday for brand new episodes of That's Based. Peace.